every While She Sleeps song in a tier list. Let's go. I'm Alex.
I'm James.
And I'm Dan.
We're the Ragamuffins, and today we're going to put every While She Sleeps song so far in a tier list. But first, let's remind ourselves of our tier list.
So from top to bottom, we've got the best, it's great, Ragamuffin approved is the middle, meh, and then finally, big nope.
And these songs want to be avoiding that big nope.
It's going to be hard with Sleeps especially, like the amount we all listen to this band.
We're going to have to be ruthless, I think.
Yep.
So let's start with The North Stands for Nothing. And track 1, The North Stands for Nothing.
Already this is getting difficult. It is, for me, my favourite song on the EP.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Not mine. But...
Oh, okay. I think it's a great start to it. I'm looking at the top 2 tiers already, and that's where I'm kind of leaning towards. I kind of want to know where Alex's judgment's going to be.
I want to be the voice. I feel like I need to pull you two back a bit on this release. So it should not go higher than It's Great, because it is a great song.
So it's a great song, but it can't go in It's Great. Is that what you're saying?
No, it shouldn't go higher. It shouldn't go into the best. It's
Okay.
great. It shouldn't go higher than It's Great.
I can live with that. I can live with it.
Yeah, I was gonna vote for It's Great anyway. I think it's the standout one on this EP mini album.
We've then got Trophies.
It's a nice little interlude. Doesn't do much. It leads into Crows beautifully, but that's about it.
I love interludes. I think they should be approved.
I think the fact that it is just an interlude means it's got to go in meh.
I think I agree with that.
Like
Alex just looks sad.
It adds to the album, but on its own, you're not going to go and just listen to it, are you?
Track 3 is Crows.
I think after The North Stands for Nothing, this is the best song on the EP. This has been one I'd love for them to kind of bring back on the live set. I'm going to lean either towards approved or putting it into It's Great.
I think because we've put The North Stands for Nothing in Great, I think this has to go in approved.
I was pretty strong on It's Great. I think it is on the same level as North Stands for Nothing.
I think I'm outnumbered.
We've then got My Conscience, Your Freedom. I'm a bit indifferent.
It's one I'll listen to it for sure. I'll go through the EP from start to finish, but I don't think it stands out as much to me.
Does this mean we're going to have to put it in meh?
Potentially, yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think there's a lot of big songs coming. I think we've got to try and be as ruthless as we can at this stage.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Track 5, Lost Above the Arches.
Again, not a lot happens for me. This is kind of like Trophies again. I'd even lean towards maybe a big nope.
I don't know. I think because this is like a mini album, Big Nope for me feels like a place where I would completely just bin off a song, and there's no point.
I think Big Nope is where you put a song that you actively don't like.
Yeah, right. And this doesn't make the North Stands for Nothing as a whole worse by being there. I think it's perfectly fine to add to the sort of mood of the whole piece.
So we then look at a meh.
Yeah. Track 6, Proud of the Demon in Me.
This is a very good song that I like. I automatically at least say it's going to go into Ragamuffin approved.
Yeah,
I think I'm with you on that. It's a good song. It's not a great song, so it can't go in great, can it? Soz.
That's followed by...
I don't make the rules. Oh no, wait, we do.
We do make
We do have the rules.
That's followed by The Truth.
I'm not sure I can remember this one, so I think
was
meh
down to
is
meh.
the highest it can go.
And the final track, and my favourite song from the EP, Hearts Aside Our Horses.
Yeah, I do like this one. I think if we've put others in great already, this might just make the cut.
Yeah, I can live with that. Heart Side of Horses is a very strong ending to the EP. So moving on to their debut album, this is a 6. We start off with track 1, Dead Behind the Eyes.
I like this song. Nice, thrashy, quick one.
I can definitely see that going to approved.
I'd put it in approved as well.
So then track 2, False Freedom. What do we think about this one?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Sleep's like gang vocals. They will sometimes like almost turn the 5 of themselves into a little choir, which they do in this song really well, and I love.
Yeah, I also really like this song, and I want to put it in. It's great.
I was thinking that as well.
Then on to Satisfied in Suffering. This starts to drop down a little bit for me, I think. It has some good parts to it, but I don't think it can go any higher than definitely approved.
Yeah.
I think putting it in meh would be a bit too harsh.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good song. So yeah, I think Ragamuffin approved.
I feel like this is a point now where we are maybe making our first venture into the top tier. We're moving on to Seven Hills. Absolutely iconic, I think, with that intro in particular.
I think so, yeah.
I think it's got to go into the best.
It has to. It's just too much of an iconic song. not just in terms of just being a great song, but in what it means as well, in terms of the band and its fans.
I think hearing this song was like what made me fall in love with While She Sleeps.
Based on this one?
Yeah, the songs before that I heard before, I loved, but this made me like really, really fall in love with the band.
I remember when this song was like the rockest record of the week or whatever it was at that time, which meant it had to be played on every Radio 1 show, like during daytime, which was hilarious hearing like a Bruno Mars song, and then it's like, here's the new one from While She Sleeps. And they kept reading all the texts out and stuff of people saying, it's not music, it's just shouting. My son's crying.
And that was about the Bruno Mars song.
So that's in the best. We then follow up with Our Courage, Our Cancer.
It's not quite the best, but it is great.
I can live with that definitely going into It's Great. It's a great song. I like this kind of like little three of here going from Seven Hills, Our Courage, and then this is the 6. I feel they flow quite nicely and have a strong part of this album in particular. So I can definitely see Our Courage, Our Cancer going in. It's great.
It's kind of the heart of the album, isn't it? It's like a really heartfelt song, quite emotionally driven, a bit softer in places, which means I think it needs to go and It's Great.
I do also love the comeback in this song when it gets down to the bridge of The North Stands for Nothing chorus. That was kind of like a nice little Easter egg almost for like fans of the band that listened to it before. So that's in It's Great. We're then going to follow up with the title track of the album, This Is the 6. I love this one. I particularly love the drum intro.
It's a stomper, innit?
I may be biased. I'm leaning towards It's Great.
I think I agree with It's Great. It's a banging song, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't disagree.
We then move on to The Chapel. So this is almost like Trophies again for me. Kind of forgettable. It's there. It serves its purpose as like a bit of a breather, but as its own song, it doesn't do too much.
I think we've got to be consistent here and put it in Meh.
Whatever. I've got such a bad attention span with albums that song just wears me out. So I need interludes.
Yeah,
Just
but
because
we're,
I think
we're
it
not
adds
rating
to
them
the-
as an album, though, are we? We're doing it as a song. You're not going to go back and listen to an interlude
Yeah,
on
but
its
it's
own, are you?
written. It's written with the purpose to serve the album. So do you not have to
Yeah.
review it?
Have you gone back and listened to The Chapel on its own?
No, but I'm fighting on the principles of I don't want to just write off every interlude that we talk about.
I wouldn't write off every interlude we talk about because there are better interludes.
But I just want to. But we're all in agreement that we can talk about them.
Okay, so on to track 8, Believe.
Approved, I think.
Yeah,
alright
it's
song.
it's good.
It's good. It's standard.
I feel like Ragamuffin Approved is basically just that it's good. Tier.
It's good. It's alright. So after that, we've got Until the Death. I do like the guitar intro.
Big
on
fan of this one.
It is nice. But I don't think it's good enough to go into the It's Great category. I would still stick with Approved.
Approved.
Approved?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
So then, Love at War.
It's okay, isn't it? I think perhaps Approved.
Yeah, it's definitely not as good as some of the other songs on this album.
It's sort of bad enough to go in there.
Yeah. So approved.
Then on to The Plague of a New Age.
I bloody love it.
I'll tell you what, I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's great as well.
There we are, Plague of a New Age. That's up there. But then we finish off this album with Reunite.
I think because of what it adds to the album.
Alex, what do you think?
I actually like it a lot. It wraps the album up nicely.
It does have a nice poetic chant.
True, true. Would we say approved?
Yeah. I would.
Dan, what do you think?
I'm not sure. It's borderline. I think.
Borderline there and approved.
Yeah, I think it'd be right at the bottom of approved.
I'm happy to put it in approved, but knowing that it would be the bottom.
It'd be relegation zone.
Yeah. Then the one more we'll add on as a bonus track, it came out as a B-side, is Death Toll. I'm going to jump in straight away. Again, probably a bit of bias here. I would say the best. This was the first song that you introduced me to them with, Dan, and ever since then, it got me as a fan of While She Sleeps, so I always hold Death Toll in high regard.
I remember meeting James and finding out that he likes heavy music and thinking, I reckon he'll like While She Sleeps. What's the heaviest song that I can find? And it was Death Toll.
It worked.
I think it has to go in the best.
Alex?
Yeah, I think I agree. It's just like While She Sleeps now to this era feels so different that
very.
when I think of the best While She Sleeps songs, I think the recency bias makes me think of the newer stuff. So I've got to remind myself that these songs are some of their best work as well. So yeah, the best.
Next up is Brainwashed. So track 1 is The Divide. It's basically an intro track, isn't it?
Yeah. The album should have just started with New World Torture.
I agree with that. This is the first one for me that I could just easily drop off and put in Big Nope.
It's just crowd noise, isn't it? So I think, yeah.
And that's the thing, it doesn't even flow into New World Torture at all in the slightest. There's that gap in between.
So next up we've got New World Torture, the true opening track.
I might lean towards it's great. It has some great moments throughout the song. It flows beautifully.
Yeah, I love it. Do you know what? Sav is really good at writing drum parts that are catchy to like non-drummers, especially from this album forward. There's some stuff that like I pick out the drums and listen to it more than the riff sometimes, and this is like a prime example of that. So yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
Yep, it is great. What about track 3, Your Evolution?
It's alright.
It's an okay song. I don't think it does anything bad in particular, but it's not one that stands out massively to me. The chorus is decent. I'd happily go for approved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think approved is the best it gets, isn't it? We've then got the title track, Brainwashed. It's another iconic one, really, isn't it?
Also, like, you forget the song is so good that you forget that the lyrics are so good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get so wrapped up in the instrumentals and that breakdown that the message is actually really profound. So.
But even that last kind of like bridge lyric part that Loz has, it makes you want to shout along with it.
Yeah, the best. Next, it's We Are Alive at Night.
Now, this is an interlude that is perfect and serves the song that it runs into.
I agree.
I also agree.
I would put it in. It's great.
I don't know if I'll go that far. I'd definitely go for approved, and it'd be a higher level approved if you were to like split these up a bit more. But I don't think it's enough to go into it's great. Looking at some of the other songs we've got in there as well, I wouldn't put it quite that high.
I think I'm with James on this one. I think approved's the best you get in Alex. And that brings us nicely onto Our Legacy.
I think it's one of the best.
I can agree with you with that. Some of the lyrics in this are fantastic. You really get a sense of like Sleeps, not just as a band, but like including the fans. It's like a family.
Whenever they play this live, everyone's on each other's shoulders, just having a nice time.
Yeah.
And like you said, it just makes you feel like part of a big community. So I think this is one of the best. Four Walls.
I think I don't know if it's a slightly unpopular opinion. I think it's slightly overrated. I think it's still a very good song, and I maybe even lean towards it's great, but I do think it gets given maybe more props than it deserves.
I think I would say overplayed rather than overrated.
Yeah.
Like, it is a great song, but I've heard it enough.
There's other songs I'd rather hear in the set list,
Yeah.
I think.
Would we still go with it's great?
I still
for
think it is great.
Yeah.
Sure. Next we have Torment.
Well, right, I should probably preface the rest of this album by saying that this is my favourite Sleeps album. I love this song a lot, so I would put it in It's Great.
I think it's a great song. I hear the name and I kind of see it when it appears when I play it, and I immediately think of the Torment like video documentaries they were doing when they were supporting the album. I have a bit of nostalgia. It's a great song.
I would have put it in approved, but I guess I'm outnumbered.
Yeah.
It's great.
Come on.
Alex gets his own way.
That's all I want.
We now have KANGAEZU ni.
Solid pronunciation.
Phenomenal, please.
These, I am now the king of interludes. But these kind of songs just, I love it so much. It's just, I don't know. I also like the rawness of it, that you can hear like the door creaking open and like.
Yeah, I do like how it sounds like it's one of them playing piano while the
Yeah.
other's like tidying up the studio or something.
I'd definitely go for approved with this.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll
Alex grasping that straight away.
I'll go with approved. Life in Tension.
I mean, like I said, this is in deep favourite Alex territory now. So I would put it in It's Great.
I think it's a good song. I think I'd happily go in approved. Good chorus. Definitely got a good chorus.
Hearing the word good a lot, so I think it has to go in ragamuffin approved. Trophies of Violence.
I think when it gets played live and kind of the opening is almost like a breakdown straight away, just a pit opens up and it's complete and utter chaos and so much fun.
I mean, we've seen While She Sleeps live quite a number of times now. When we see them again, I would very much enjoy this live.
Every time. This one doesn't really get old for me.
No.
I can take some time away from listening to it, or I can listen to it several times and I'll still absolutely love the song. I would kind of lean towards it's part of the best.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's quite the best for me. I would want to put it in great.
I would say after Brainwashed, this is probably my favourite song on the album.
I think when we look back at the end of this might
Yeah,
be
it's
the
not on
weakest
par
one
with
in the
the
best,
others.
so
Yeah.
it should go in.
It's great.
Yeah.
No sides, no enemies.
This is my favourite While She Sleeps song.
Genuinely.
Genuinely. Yeah.
Shit.
And that shocks me.
Shocks me completely.
James sounds disappointed.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was a shit.
There's just so many other songs, I guess, that I'd put above it.
Just love it. I don't know, I can't... It's one of those songs... You know how sometimes you just hear a song you can't put into words why you love it so much?
I think it is a great song, but I think it's a really, really good song. I don't even know if I go into it's great with it, but it is very solid.
I'm not going to be silly and ask for the best, but...
Dan, what are you thinking?
I don't know, I'm thinking Ragamuffin approved.
So am I.
It doesn't do that much for me.
When your favourite songs come up, I'll remember this. Well, While She Sleeps, if you're listening to this, play it live for me, please.
Next up we've got The Woods.
Alex, I turn to you.
Oh.
Interlude Boy.
The Interlude King. This one actually doesn't do a lot for me, so I'm happy with Meh.
Quite a nice bit of guitar. Bit of like a campfire sound in the background. Yeah, meh.
Almost like they're in the woods.
Yeah, something like that.
Scotty.
Nice one.
Method in Madness. Alex is shrugging.
We're all just looking at each other.
Is that meh?
I'm not that bothered.
I'm not too bothered with this either. It's okay. I'll probably go with Meh, to be honest.
I feel like this is one that I really liked at the time, and it's kind of
Fell off a bit.
slipped off the radar a bit.
Mm-hmm. You happy with Meh?
I'm happy with meh. I won't argue with that. And then the last track on the album is Modern Minds.
In terms of the context of the album, it ends it off nicely, but I think just as a general song, again, it doesn't really do a lot for me. I think, again, I could even pop it into Meh, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I'd bin it off completely. I don't think I'd nope it. So, yeah, meh for me.
Yeah, agreed. They've got better album closers. Right, we now move on to You Are We. And the opening track, You Are We.
I am going to probably go straight in with It's Great. When this was released, I remember when we went and saw them at Bullingdon, and they opened with this, and I think, partially because maybe the setting we were in was something pretty special, but I think coming straight out with this song was incredible. It's still one that I'll go back to and absolutely love. So I think it's good enough to go in, It's Great. Wouldn't say it's from the best, but I think definitely It's Great.
Yeah, at the time of release, when we saw them on that cycle, it was the best set opener that they had.
Yeah.
And it was
Agreed.
phenomenal. I think they've got better openers now, but
I think you could have argued before that it's one of the best, but I think comparatively now, I think it's great.
Track 2 is Steal the Sun.
This is another one that I really do enjoy. I'll kind of go through this run of the first maybe 5-6 songs of this album and absolutely love it. I would say it's on like a borderline It's Great Ragamuffin approved.
Yeah, Approved feels like a good spot for it. It's a good song, but there are better songs on this album.
True.
Yeah, I agree. That I can settle for approved.
We've then got Feel.
Lovely guitar.
I like this song a lot. I wish it had a video. It feels like it should have been. I mean, it was released as a single, wasn't it? But it was only just the
vinyl going
vinyl
round.
video. Yeah, great. I think.
It's great. Feel.
Right, next is Empire of Silence.
It felt like a different kind of change of pace and a different kind of tone for While She Sleeps. This was like a bit of a game changer of an album where they kind of experimented a little bit more with some things. Although you kind of have some of that a little bit in Brainwashed, this felt much more... We're verging towards more hard rock, I guess. You kind of have big chorused crowd vocals in this in particular, and yeah, just a different sound. I found it very intriguing. It's nicely placed in the album.
I think for featuring a very handsome man in the music video, they should put it in the best. It's me. I'm in the video.
Who?
So, big nope.
What?
I think because of the music video, it's my least favourite While She Sleeps song. No, I don't know. I think approved. That's where my vote would go. I think like you said, it works great on the album, but as a song on its own,
Yeah,
I don't think it's quite there.
Approved?
Yeah. We've then got Wide Awake.
I would then probably tend to stay in the approved for this one. I think it is a very good song, but I don't think it's good enough. Looking at some of the other ones, and it's great. It's not on the same tier as those.
If I were feeling harsher, I would put it in Meh. In comparison with what else is on this album.
See, I would have put it near the top end of Ragamuffin approved. So I think if we're going to compromise,
The Ragamuffin
Approved then, yeah.
it needs to go at the lower end of Ragamuffin approved, so I get in my own way.
We've then got Silent Speaks featuring Ollie Sykes.
Is it one of the best?
I think it can go up there.
Pre-Sleep Society coming out, I would say this is their biggest song.
From Alex saying that, I'm taking that as a yes. It is one of the best.
I think that's one of the best.
And the video as well is, I love it. The way it flows from like scene to scene is absolutely fantastic. I think it's really, really clever. But yeah, definitely the best.
That's followed by Settle Down Society.
I can give or take this song. It doesn't really do a lot for me in particular. I'm not too fussed.
I actually really like it. I wouldn't go as far as putting it in great. Yeah, approved would be my vote.
I would approve, yeah. Then got track 8, Hurricane. I would put it in the best.
I agree. I think it's another one of the best.
See, I wouldn't. I'll go top tier. It's great.
The way that it all comes together towards the end of the song is just chef's kiss.
I am outnumbered here.
Yes, you are.
So next we've got Revolt.
It's good enough to go in approved, I think.
It's close to great, I think.
I think it's a solid approved. Track 10 is Civil Isolation.
I think this is an underrated song. I think this is great.
I was listening back to this actually fairly recently, and just listening to the song, you forget about it, I think.
Yeah, it's great, I think.
It's great.
It's great.
And last song on the album, In Another Now.
I think it's a good closer. I'd happily put it into its approved.
Yeah, I think it can stand up on its own as a song, so approved is good with me.
Right then, so we're moving on to So What? And the first track, Antisocial.
I remember when this came out, feeling like the whirlwind of the new album coming and thinking, this is going to be insane. And it was. Yeah, great first single for the album. Great video as well.
Yeah, amazing video. I'd arguably straight away put this into the best.
Yeah, I agree.
So then on to track 2, I've Seen It All.
I think this is the start of like Sean Long's Fall Into Madness, Guitar Madness.
That intro is amazing.
Yeah.
Nice chorus as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the best though?
I wouldn't say it's the best. I'd happily go with It's Great.
It's great.
Yeah.
Track 3, Inspire. What are we thinking?
I think it's a meh.
Ouch. You see, I was thinking it's great. Especially live. It's
See,
quality.
I actually wasn't that fussed when we heard it live.
I loved it. I thought it was one of the better songs.
I feel it's got a good kind of crowd sing-along part for it. I'd happily go with approved and meet you in the middle for both of you.
I suppose really, yeah. If my argument is it's great live, I guess you've also got to look at the recording version as well. So I can settle for approved.
So the title track, track 4, So What? So what's here?
Brilliant. I like it. Is it great though?
I think I'm on the same wavelength. I think it's definitely like a top tier kind of approved. I don't know if it goes much past that, to be honest, but it is a solid song.
Yeah, I'm happy with approved.
Cool, I'll have to go and listen to this album after this.
Track 5, that phenomenal riff, The Guilty Party.
I mean, the best, isn't it? One of the best.
Yeah, it's hard not to put it in the best.
Absolute tune.
I feel like it's quite a definitive While You Sleep song.
It's almost like if you had to make someone a beginner's guide for sleep songs, this would be one of them.
Hey, funny you say that.
Click the link in the top corner now to see our While She Sleeps beginner's guide.
Staying with the tears though, and on this album, we're going to move on to Haunt Me.
Oh, there's another big single on it.
It was.
I think for fear of like running away with it, it's not the best.
It's not. No, I think definitely you can go into It's Great. I love the chorus. It is phenomenal.
I love the bridge.
Dan, what are you thinking?
And what's your favourite part of the song?
I like the kind of little guitar lick after the chorus.
Yeah.
With a little squealy bit. So I think it's great.
On to Elephant.
This is great. I think this is underrated.
This is another massively underrated song.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed that we haven't seen it live.
On a big album, it definitely fell through the cracks, didn't it? With like the other big singles that came out.
It's great. So, track 8, Set You Free. I feel like this drops down on the album a little bit for me. I don't think I'd quite go into meh, but I think definitely Ragamuffin approved.
God, we're just not on the same wavelength. This is one of my other favourite While She Sleeps songs as well.
I can hear it in my head right now.
Yeah.
I'm singing it in my head. So I think for that reason it's great.
I think that opening refrain, like live,
Yeah.
I've got a video of it saved on my phone, and it's incredible when you're part
That's
of
when
crowd
the
or something.
curtain dropped, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, okay, so it's great. We then move on to Good Grief, which for me is a very, very good song. I love this one.
Big note.
Yeah, I think it's one of Matt's best vocal performances. It's great.
I can't argue with that.
Then, on to the last two songs. Penultimately, we've got Back of My Mind.
This is one I would drop into approved.
Yeah, I can go with that. It's alright. It doesn't do a lot, but it's a solid song.
Yeah, I can't make an argument either way, so approved it is, I guess.
And then to close off the album, I think arguably the strongest album closer they have, Gates of Paradise.
Don't you need to argue it, mate. I think this is undeniably the best album closer they've done.
Yeah, I think so too. But I don't know if it's the best song.
I'd happily put it into It's Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're having a great time. You can literally put 3 dudes in a room and make them talk about While She Sleeps songs, and they'll have a great time.
Latest album, Sleep Society. Track 1, Enlightenment.
I love this song. I think it's fantastic. The intro to it is amazing. It's a great kind of like way to start this album, I think. It sets the tone really, really nicely. I definitely would put it into It's Great.
That great category is stacked, isn't it?
While She Sleeps.
And we're going to add to it, yes, it's great.
Yeah, I think James has summed it up perfectly. You are all you need.
It's the fucking best.
It
Yeah.
just is one
It
of the
can't
best, isn't
not.
it?
The riffage in this is absolutely insane.
For the last minute alone, where Sean is just
Yeah,
going
I
for
think
it.
I think it's a great song, and then Sean makes it one of the best.
Yeah.
His best guitar work on a Sleep song?
I think it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's systematic.
I would go with It's Great. I think it's another fantastic song on this album. When I first heard it, I wasn't too sure when it was, I think, being debuted on Radio 1. But then, kind of like going through the whole album and listening to it, it's definitely become a song that I really love. And I think seeing they've put it into set lists recently, I'm very excited to see this one live.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a banger live.
Yeah, no complaints from me.
Next up, Nervous, featuring Simon Neil.
Is there any debate on where this is going?
It's the best, isn't it?
It is.
I would even say it is the best While She Sleeps song.
Yeah, that's again.
It's
The
up
argument
for,
is
it's
there
up
to
for
be made.
debate, but yeah, I think it might
It's
be.
top 3,
Oh, easily.
easily.
Yeah, I can agree with that straight away. Yeah.
Paye.
Well, you know me. I'm the interlude king. No, I like it a lot.
I do like this interlude. I can go into Ragamuffin and proof for this.
I think because those first 4 songs are so immense.
Yeah, you kind of need a break, don't
You
you?
need the break, and it serves its purpose on the album perfectly.
Yeah.
Know Your Worth, brackets, Somebody.
It's an alright song. I'm not the biggest fan of this one, to be fair.
I'm not either.
When I first heard it, I wasn't keen, but the more I've heard it, the more I've loved it, and I think it's great.
I'd go with
I
approved.
would go with approved as well.
I think you're outnumbered.
Sorry, Dan.
I am, I can settle for that, that's okay. Next up, No Defeat for the Brave, featuring Derek Whibley.
I think this would be another approved.
Yeah, I can go with that.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with approved, it doesn't do a lot for me. Division Street.
I'm going to go into meh.
Are we divided on this one?
I can do without this on there. To be
I
honest.
can do without it on there.
If I'm listening to the album, I'd probably go through the first 6 or 7. I'll probably go through to No Defeat for the Brave, and then I'll probably pass this over to skip straight to Sleep Society. Partly also because I know that's coming up.
Does that make it a nope?
I think that does.
Yeah, I can
I
make
wouldn't
it,
just nope it, yeah.
Yeah. I love how in Big Note we have The Divide and Division Street.
Let us know in the comments if those are divisive decisions for you.
Hey! Okay, we've already decided where Sleep Society is going.
I've already written it before he's even mentioned the song because it can't go anywhere else, can it? Come on.
Yeah, I agree. I think for what it means as well with them launching the Society Patreon and everything that it means for this new era of Sleeps.
Yeah, because it was the first single that was released, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
it felt like the dawn of a new era, really. Quite an important
And
song.
it rips as well. Like
Absolutely
not
true.
just the message is good, but the song is just so.
I love the end refrain. The melodies in that are phenomenal, and it's like they've kind of gone through the song. It's heavy, it's amazing, and it just kind of builds up even more when you don't expect it, and I love that.
Call of the Void.
I would tend to. It's great. I really, really enjoy this song. It's grown on me a lot more.
Yeah, I like the way it builds. Dan out.
I like also that it uses the Society members.
Yeah.
I think that's it's just a sweet little touch.
A real sense of community.
Yeah.
DN3 3HT or The End.
It's a nice, I guess, love letter to fans of the band, members of the Sleep Society, and people that have supported them. Apart from that, it feels harsh kind of saying negative things. after listening to it kind of once or twice when listening to the whole album, I've not gone back to this. I'll finish with Sleep Society. So for that, I would kind of lean towards putting it in a meh.
Yeah, I guess the thing is it's technically not a song, so it's hard to judge it against everything else.
It exists in this weird in between where
It's nice where it sits on the album because it's a nice little thank you in a way.
It's absolutely perfect for what it is and where it is. I would put it in approved.
Approved?
Approved.
So James, before we wrap this up, remind us of the best While She Sleeps songs.
So, we're going from Seven Hills, Death Toll, Brainwashed, Our Legacy, Silence Speaks, Hurricane, Antisocial, The Guilty Party, You Are All You Need, Nervous, and Sleep Society.
That is incredible, isn't it?
The fact that we've got so many songs in like the top 2 tiers there says a lot, I think.
It's a testament to this band, isn't it?
I think this is the band that the three of us together come together the most on.
Yeah.
I think we all love this
Definitely.
band equally. So there we go. There is every While She Sleeps song in a tier list. But what did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know your favourite While She Sleeps song. And also tell us what tier list we should do next. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you never miss out on another video.